Hello everybody and welcome back to Ethiopia, where we have a bit of a logistical issue up here, and we're having a bit of a hard time pushing into the Amazon because of it. However, I was looking around and realized we put these air transports here, but we don't actually have them assigned to be doing air supply. Now, we don't have enough command power for that mission. That'll cost 120. And so that will definitely take some time. Now we have more ground crews allocated in Brazil right now, and we might want to go ahead and cancel that. And we currently have 100 because of that, and we're gaining 0.9 per day. So it'll take us about 20 days to be able to do some supply transport up over here. Now, our biggest issue is the fact that they have 7 out of 10 infrastructure in the Amazon, and we're not able to increase that because we only control one province within this state. So we're going to proceed for right now, and we'll see how these attacks end up panning out, but I'm willing to bet we're going to be stalled here for a while. I do want to check in on our construction. That's something I probably should have done. Okay, we're underway on a lot of things there. That's fine. That is completely fine. However, I am noticing this battle is pretty consistently winning. If we can push in here, that's actually a huge deal, because that will give us access to this airbase, which means that we'll be able to drop behind enemy lines and potentially encircle them with our paratroopers. So that would be amazing. For now, let's see if we manage to push in anywhere. I kind of doubt it. We're aggressively attacking with these guys over here, right? These guys should definitely be aggressively attacking. This guy attacking in a balanced manner, that's completely fine. But this guy, I want him aggressively attacking. We have plenty of supply from down here, and I just want to be chipping into their supplies and their manpower as much as possible. It looks like we may be able to push them across this river, which would be enormous for us. They're actually retreating. Unless they can bring in reinforcements before we arrive, this is a huge deal. For one thing, this is part of this same state. I don't think we'll have access to build another infrastructure there. I really, really don't. But regardless, this is still going to be a huge deal if we get there in time, because this will get us additional supply, in theory. I can't help but notice we're still at 100 command power. Yeah, we are. We're capped at 100, I think. So why would a transport mission, or an air supply, rather, cost 120 if we're capped at 100? Well, that's an interesting question, isn't it? That is certainly an interesting question. What are the modifiers on this? We require more supply in the strategic region. Yes, indeed, we do. This is accurate. This is what we're trying to do. But I think the problem here is that this is all one air region. I'm guessing that that's what's going on there. We'll see eventually if that's the case. These guys are slowly making their way up. We're just continuing to attack over here as much as we can. I would absolutely love to get this line done. If we do that, I think Suriname falls, honestly, because then we have control over the supply in this area. And at that point, we should be able to just push in. Even if we just push them to this river, that's a big, big deal for us. So far, so good. It's taking us a very long time to travel around the Amazon, though. There's no doubt about that. Turns out rainforests, not that great for maneuvering troops. Who would have thought? Definitely not me. I would not have considered that. Actually, I would have. So I am noticing that there's a fair amount of allied troops over here now. That's a good sign. We also have a technology slot available. Do we have... What do we have available for research at this point? Not a whole lot. I mean, I suppose we could be grabbing all of these things. It's not a huge deal for us, though. Okay, there we are. Fantastic. So we got control over this, and the question is, can we construct in this state yet? The answer is no. I did not think we would be able to. Regardless, that should, I think, help us out here. There is some pretty hefty resistance here, to be sure. Okay. Well, that also gave us control of this airbase. So, now that we have control of this airbase here, I want to put in something along the lines of... These are all some very crappy fighters. I want to put in some jet fighters here. Jet fighter 2. And we will put in, say... We'll put in 1,000 of these. And we will tell them their mission is to work on air superiority over Amazonas. Fantastic. Now, the next question I have is... This is all one supply region here. Okay, never mind. We're still going to need to move our transport planes from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. And then we're going to bump these up to 1,000 on the close air support. And it's kind of out of range. But I guess it's good enough for now. And then over here, we are going to put in something along the lines of... We'll put in a few close air support up here probably as well. We'll put in, say, 400... Actually, we'll do 200. And then we'll do another one. Another close air support here. So this will be another probably 200. And we're doing that so that they can be attached to different wings. Like this. There we go. Something along those lines. And then the remainder here, which this is going to be 1,400, so we can put 600 here. I'm actually going to put another 200 close air support in here. So something along the lines of this. Bump that up to 200. We'll assign that to these guys. I just assigned all of them over. Did not mean to do that. There we go. And then we'll put in 400 transports. If I can find them in here. There we go. Fantastic. So these guys, they're not going to be... Okay. They can run air supply. Please do. It barely costs anything here. Okay, whatever. I guess because it's super close to the front, maybe? So how does that air supply actually work here? So we're getting 6.01 supply right now. From the air. I guess that's fine. We should probably deploy our Cypher against Suriname. So we'll reveal that. Excellent. Fantastic. Let's see. We are attacking them this way. That's fine. I don't care about losing in that case. Only if we're being attacked do I care about losing. Excellent. Now we can also drop paratroopers back here, right? And that's something that I'm interested in potentially doing. Like, I would love to drop paratroopers in here. So if we were to grab these guys here, and we were to do... I'm probably not going to issue this right now, but if we were to do something like that... I guess we can tell them to prep for that. No, I don't want to delete it. Go ahead and do it. Excellent. And now we can see that there's actually 10 supply coming in from these transport planes. So that is great. These guys are currently standing by. They're supposed to be on air supply, but now there's not enough command power for the mission. Okay. But we're still getting some supply from the air. Okay, whatever. Very non-intuitive, this game, sometimes. We do need additional steel, and we'll go ahead and get some. There we go. And we'll pop these guys into this army. Wonderful. How are we doing with our navies? Mediocre. That's to be expected. Excellent. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to push through here pretty soon. The supply up here is not really improving, and to get it to improve, of course, we need to be able to build the infrastructure. It's so awkward that this is all part of one supply zone. Like, that is mega awkward. Luckily, we do have more supply here than they do. So that should, in theory, be fine. Why do we have this many troops stacked into here? Okay, whatever. We are, in theory, ready to execute this, and we're going to do exactly that. Oh, they happened to have troops here. It's a little unfortunate for us. Okay, well, so much for those paratroopers. Easy come, easy go, I guess. So that's the thing. Regardless, we can now do some paratrooper action over here. But yeah, it's super unfortunate that they happened to have troops in this province. But okay, whatever. We're going to continue taxing them a little bit. How are they doing on their manpower? Fine. They're doing absolutely fine on their manpower. However, I suspect that they're not doing quite so fine on their actual industries, on their equipment production. Equipment production isn't our issue. Our issue is, of course, disseminating that equipment. We gotta get pushed in here. And I would absolutely love to do so even stronger from over here. Where are these guys currently located? They're located here. How are our supplies doing over here? They're absolutely fine. You know what? Let's delete these guys' area defense. And let's tell them to frontline exclusively right here. If I can get them, if I can get it to go. Okay. That is the front line I want these guys to be on. So off they go. And they're also going to have this, although instead of spearheading this, they're going to have an offensive line right on this same position. They're going to slowly make their way over, and once they get there, we'll tell them to go ahead and go. Because we definitely want more attacks over here. We've got plenty of supply from this supply region. We want to use it. Light tank destroyers finishing up. Sure, that's not a big deal. I want to continue researching that one. That'll be fine. We apparently have some free dockyards. So we do. Okay. We'll grab a few more submarine hulls. That'll be fine. Just want to double check. Yeah, that'll be completely fine. So we definitely need additional subs. I mean, this is going to continue to tax our iron, right? That's definitely a thing. But this is a lot of free dockyards right now. So let's just work on cranking these out. I mean, we're not going to actually work on it, right? Because we don't have any steel, but that's okay. Brings us up to 536. We've still got more. Although, some of these are being used for repairs, so that is okay. We will certainly need additional steel. There's no doubt about that. We don't have additional steel. Let's look at our logistics and see if there's anything that we can effectively cut production on. Anti-tank artillery? That's something that we can probably cut production on. We've got lots of it. Let's see. We've already cut production pretty substantially. I'm going to cut it down to 20 military factories, though. And advanced artillery, how much of this do we have stockpiled? Plenty. We have absolutely plenty. Let's cut that down also to 20 military factories. And the question is, how are we doing on our military factories now? They're all in use. That's fine. And what did that actually do to our iron? It mostly shifted it into needing rubber. So that's kind of awkward. But okay. We're going to keep moving on over this way. And we absolutely want to push into this just as quick as we can. Now, these guys are not in position yet, that's for sure. There's a large river crossing here, and these guys are fortified, but we actually don't care. Improved amphibious tank, great. So, let's see, those are all being researched as we speak. I guess we'll grab this one. Excellent. And we might as well grab some of these variants. It doesn't really matter. Now, of course, there is one thing that does matter, and that is infiltration assault. Minus 10% supply consumption will be a big deal for us in these choke points, in these supply choke points. So we're going to tell this guy to aggressively execute. He's actually already on it. Wonderful. Get at it. Just keep going. Just keep throwing troops at the problem until we manage to break through there. Because we have a large amount of supplies available in this state, and we want to make absolutely sure we're utilizing them. We want to get these guys out of this state as quick as they can, or out of this supply region, rather, so that we're not having quite this issue. But hopefully, that'll change soon. I mean, these guys will get out of this state. There's no doubt about that. And once they do, that will better our supply situation over here. Still a lot of allied troops grouping up over here, but our supply issues are definitely having an effect here, and a big one at that. Now, we should probably be working on some repairs of infrastructure here. There we go. Excellent. That'll finish up relatively quickly, honestly. It's already done. And we've got a bunch of naval dockyards underway right now. We're no longer constructing any civilian factories, and there are none to be constructed in this region. Fine. These guys really need to get out of this state. They are really affecting our supply. Unfortunately, it takes forever to move around the Amazon. Please get out of there, lads. Anytime now. Oh, this is 10 required air supply. I'm a moron. This is not 10 supply coming from the air. What am I even talking about? Exciting. Well, these guys have almost started getting out of here. So that's, you know, nice. Man, does it take forever to move around the rainforest. That's okay. Our attacks over here are going to not go tremendously well. We know this. Like, these guys are fortified. Do they have land forts here? They have 4 land forts here. They are dug in. There's a major river crossing here. Like, this is going to be a very, very difficult thing to get across, right? But we're going to continue attacking just to try to tax their, not so much manpower, but their infantry equipment is the biggest thing that we're looking to tax. Medium tank finishing up. Okay, we don't care. We'll just get to work on researching all the things. Excellent. And these guys will be out of this state very soon, which is good because that will drop supply requirements. And then hopefully we can start testing their defenses all along here. That's the goal here, is to get our supply requirements down. Of course, we are going to have Infiltration Assault in 64 days, so that will be a big, big boon for us. That'll drop our required supply here by about 15. So that'll be great. I don't suppose we can prospect for any additional resources. I'd be a little shocked if we could right now. Although we likely will be able to again soon enough. Okay, let's just get these researches done. These guys are almost out of the state, finally. At long, long last. And reinforcements are filtering up over this way. So we're going to have 48 total units over here, eventually. Once our troops all get filtered in. And hopefully that'll be enough to overwhelm these guys. Although, looking at their situation here, this is going to be very rough to do. We're going to need them to be massively undersupplied. But that is kind of the goal here, right? And yeah, if we look here, we can see the enemy is stronger. It's to be expected. But this is not taxing this supply region, so that is great. These guys are basically out of here, so that is also fantastic. And that also means we've been able to resume attacks along this front. So I'm very, very glad to see that. Of course, the biggest thing, and we should probably continue decrypting the Republic of Suriname, the biggest thing for us is going to be finishing up Infiltration Assault. That is our primary goal right now. Now, I would love to get these transport planes to be doing air supply, and I think this is actually to do with the number of planes here, now that I think about it. Let's bump that down to 300, and let's see what that then costs. Yep. Do it. Get air supply up here. Now, that is going to cost the majority, in theory, of our command power here. Yeah, our current max is 10. Fair enough. I want to bump this up. Let's try bumping this up to 305 and see what that then costs. Interesting. So we require additional supply in the strategic region, obviously. But we're hoping... Actually, you know what we should be doing? We should be sending them from here. Let's bump these back to 800. And 900. Let's bump this close air support up to 400. Actually, 500. And let's get these guys out of here. Let's move them over to here. So we will need these transport planes, which are... I wish this was alphabetical or something. Organized in some manner. That would be nice. We're going to need 300 here. Excellent. And then we will tell them to air supply this region from this base. That's the idea here. Okay, so we have a research slot available. And we will just continue going through these tanks. Excellent. This is an airborne division. We will assign both of these to a new army for now. Excellent. And let's see how our air supply is doing over here. We are gaining 1 supply from air supply right now. That's exciting. Okay, so lacking range to completely cover area. Fair enough. What if we What if we supplied Brazil instead? There's a storm as well. Okay, so how much supply is that getting us into this area? Less. Noted. Okay, come on up. Oh, hey, look at that. We're actually winning this attack right now. That's a big deal. That is a big, big deal. That will get us another province in this state. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will continue just grabbing random technologies, as well as, hopefully, managing to actually push, although it looks like... Oh, they are retreating. Wonderful. We will see if we get that next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.